If you're living in Toronto right now and you feel like buying a home is completely out of reach, trust me, you're not the only one. It's a common feeling. Prices are high, the rules are complicated, and for a lot of millennials and Gen Zers, it honestly feels like the train has left the station. You're earning decent money and you're working hard, but the idea of owning a place just feels impossible. But here's what most people don't realize. This isn't just a Toronto thing. In most major cities around the world, like New York, London, Paris, Berlin, the majority of people like to rent. Well, they don't like to rent, it's just people rent. It's completely normal. In Berlin, for example, over 85% of people are renters. In New York, it's about 67%, and even here in Toronto, close to half the population rents. If you zoom into the downtown core, that number is even higher. Renting in a major city isn't just some sort of failure, it's the default. And there's good reasons for that. Like, cities are expensive. They're dense, they attract students, young professionals, and immigrants, a lot of people. The cost of entry is high and the supply is limited. I mean, like recently it's been more, but it's pretty limited. So if you're renting right now, there's nothing wrong with that. But if your long-term goal is to build equity and eventually own something, well, the mindset has to shift from feeling locked out to finding a way in. And here's the truth, the first property you buy doesn't have to be your dream home. In fact, it probably won't be, and that's okay. Your first property just has to get you started. A lot of people I talk to are waiting for the perfect scenario, the perfect timing, perfect neighborhood, perfect down payment. But here's what I tell them, just start with what's possible, not with what's perfect. Maybe that means buying a small condo. Maybe it means co-owning a duplex with a friend or a sibling. And maybe it means buying a place with a basement suite that you rent out for income. Or maybe you're lucky enough to talk to your parents about building a laneway suite or garden suite behind their house so you can live there and help cover some of the costs. The rules around housing in Toronto are just changing. The city's pushing to legalize more fourplexes and sixplexes recently, laneway homes, garden suites, and all the missing middle housing. There's federal programs like the Housing Accelerator Fund that are giving cities more money to build this kind of supply. And that's good news, but policy alone isn't going to help you if you're just watching from the sideline. You have to look for ways to get part of that shift. And sometimes that means teaming up with the right people, partners, families, or even like-minded friends to make something work. Yes, prices are high, but like right now, they've also pulled back in a meaningful way, especially for condos. In fact, some of the condos in the city are down by nearly 30% from their peak. So that puts a lot of entry-level inventory back into play for buyers who were priced out just a year or two ago. And with interest rates expected to come down gradually, the window of affordability, while it lasts, is something worth taking seriously. The other reality is that most people aren't doing this alone. According to recent surveys, 62% of Canadians who were close to buying say they want to purchase within the next year. But that number one thing stopping them is the savings. That's normal. Most people buying their first home are getting help, whether it's through co-ownership, gifts from family, or programs like the RSP Home Savings Plan or the First Home Savings Account. You just don't have to do it alone. You just have to start the conversation. Mindset is everything. Your first home doesn't need to be your forever home. It just needs to be your first step. And equity, well, that gets built through action. Renting out part of your space, refinancing when rates drop, using the market to trade up over time. That's about progress, not perfection. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines wondering if home ownership is still possible in this city, I'm here to tell you, yes, it is. It just might look a little different. It might take some creativity, but it's still possible. If you want to talk through your options, click the link below and book at a time. Like, there's no pressure, just real conversation of where you're at and what steps you can take next. Because renting might seem like the normal thing to do in big cities, but owning is how most people still build long-term wealth. And your path to get there doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to begin.